The latest work from the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, Georgia, Michigan, TCU, USC, with Ohio State lurking just outside the top four. Pleased to be joined by the chairman of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, Corrigan, also the athletic director at North Carolina State. Michigan had the great win over the weekend, but Georgia holds on to the top spot. In the view of the committee, the discussion in the room, what separated the Bulldogs and the Wolverines?
Well, a lot of conversations, obviously, about the top four the whole time as we go through this. As we looked at it, Georgia, there was nothing they did last weekend against Georgia Tech to really diminish it. They're 4-0 against ranked teams in our top 25. Michigan, huge win, particularly in the second half against Ohio State. 2-0 against teams in the top 25. And again, we didn't see any reason to move Georgia out of the top spot.
A lot of the debate, the anticipation was about where Ohio State and Alabama would stack up. So their bodies of work are done. They're complete. Under what scenario would anything change with Ohio State and Alabama or anyone else that doesn't have another game to play moving up?
Yeah, Rece, you're trying to get me to project a little bit.
No, I'm not.
It was a tough decision.
That's the thing. I know you don't project. I know you don't project. But their bodies of work are done. So nothing could really change for those teams that have already played in terms of how they stack up against one another, correct?
Right. Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now, there's four teams in front of them that are still playing games that we need to go through as we go through this weekend. And again, coming out of this week, as we looked at Ohio State and the wins that they have over Notre Dame and Penn State, you look at Alabama and their big wins are over Texas and Mississippi State. They got a couple games where they also played close, two close losses. But again, in the minds of the committee, we came back to Ohio State at 5 and Alabama at 6.
When you look at the conference championship games this weekend, you have contenders playing teams who aren't really in the mix for the 4-team playoff. Given that, how do you anticipate college or conference championship games being evaluated this weekend?
Well, it's like I said last week, college football always delivers, right? So I think as a group, we're excited to get together and have the opportunity to watch these games. Sometimes there are, in Michigan's case, playing an unranked Penn State in some of those games that are going on this weekend. But we're excited to be able to get together and watch it. It's great that they do have that 13th game that they're going to play, kind of a bonus game, if you will. That they go into this, and we look forward to evaluating next weekend when we come out of all of it.
Yeah, I know you meant to say, you said Penn State, I know you meant to say Purdue there. Is there a feeling in this committee that big wins carry more weight than questionable losses?
I think at the end of the day, we talk a lot about wins in this committee, and we talked about that earlier this year with TCU. And they kept winning games, and they kept finding ways to win games. And that's a team that over the last 4 weeks is, I think, on defense, giving up about 19 points a game. So obviously winning these games does matter. It's something that we look at, something we talk about more than anything else.
Boo, always a pleasure to talk to you. Look forward to chatting on Saturday on College Game Day and also on Sunday on Selection Day. Thanks a lot, my friend.
All right. Thanks, Rece. Take care.